Hello, mic check 1 2 1 2, guys. Welcome to the stream. If this is your first time joining the stream, please let me know if there's any sound coming. Just doing a mic check 1 2 1 2. But yeah, welcome to the stream. And tap one in the chat if you can hear me fine. And tap one in the chat if you can hear me fine. And tap one in the chat if you can hear me fine. And it's race weekend, and we literally 2 minutes away from the start. We expecting a lot of rain for this Grand Prix. So, which basically my favor Max Verstappen. Verstappen is really strong on wet conditions, and also the Ferrari. The Ferrari seem to be, I think, their car is, I mean, at least in the last 2 years, they seem to have a better car on wet conditions. So I'm not so sure if the wet conditions will favor the Mercedes. Mercedes have been very dominant throughout the weekend, but yeah. And also, it's just because we have a wet conditions, we're also expecting a few safety cars being deployed, or virtual safety cars. In terms of strategy, maybe one stop on the mediums and on the hards at the end, depending how wet the track is. I see 7 people on the stream. It would be nice if you can give me like a thumbs up, but you guys can hear me just fine. And yeah, we're just currently doing a formation lap. We have Russell and Antonelli locking the front row, followed by the McLarens and Lewis Hamilton, and then the Red Bulls. Yeah, just the last cars coming into the slot positions. We've got the Iceman outside selling ice creams to the kids. Why not? The weather's been amazing this throughout the week. So yeah, spoil the kids. Don't let that kid mind that child, as the old saying goes, and a lot of those people selling the ice creams. But yeah, let's see if Antonelli's gonna have a good start, or the usual start that we are used to seeing from Antonelli, which is very poor start. And the McLarens and the Ferraris, they have a very strong start. Right, lights out, and oh, that's a full start from the Antonelli. What happened? Oh, something happened. So eventually the red lights went out, and all of a sudden, it's really unusual. So we're gonna have to do another extra formation lap. Something happened. The red lights went out, and Antonelli, before the red lights went out, had a full start. Then everyone stopped. No one drove off. Then the red lights went off, and yeah, I think that was a full start. Something, I don't know. It's the red lights took a very long time to go out, which is unusual. So I wonder if anyone's going to be penalized for this, or if Antonelli is going to be the only driver, because Seems like he had actually it wasn't Antonelli, it was George Russell, I believe. Yeah, it was definitely Antonelli who had a false start. So anyway, we're gonna have an extra formation lap. Obviously, this is gonna affect some of the fuel in the car. Um, I still have no interaction, no. This is an interactive session, by the way, so you're more than welcome to type a message. Just say hi. If you can hear me, that would be nice. Yeah, so we have a couple issues. So Lindblad stole his car, so he's not gonna have the normal procedure. So the marshals are just literally pushing Lindblad off the car, and I'm assuming he's gonna either start from all the way to the back, or he might not participate on this race. And I don't know how they're going to do this. Are they going to wait for the team to fix the issue? But because everyone is lined up on a grid. Yeah. So we're having another extra formation lap. Um, yeah. Arvin Lindblad essentially stole his car and he's unable to restart the car. So the marshals are pushing the car off the track into the pit lane, and yeah, he's gonna have to start the race from the pit wall, or from the pit lane, should I say? But yeah, it's just extra two formations lap. This is actually the third formation lap. Yeah, really unusual, but I think we're expecting a bit more of drama if wet comes into play. Um, yeah, the cars are just lining up once again after the third formation lap. Let's see if we don't see any more drama on the formation lap again. But it's interesting to see whatever Arvin Lindblad is ready to start the race from the pit lane. If not, they might have to go around once again. But let's see. We have a green light. Track is clear. We have a green light. And we see the red lights go out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we go. Clean start from the Mercedes. McLaren. Woo! McLaren takes over both of Mercedes. What a jump from... Was that Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri? What a jump from... Was that Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri? What amazing start from Lando Norris. What amazing start from Lando Norris. McLaren's and Mercedes, they lost a lot of places. Not a lot of places, but they underthread from the Ferraris as well. Not a lot of places, but they so far so good. No drama, no incidents, no crashes. Massive lockup from Colapinto, Pierre Gasly. What an amazing start from Oscar Piastri. I keep getting the names wrong. Lando Norris, sorry. But Norris, off he goes. But Norris, off he goes. What happened to Piastri? Piastri's falling all the way out. Piastri's falling all the way out. On it seems like Piastri pitted out. He's having some sort of issues with the tires, so I think he changed to medium tires. Oh, what a shame! It didn't work out. This is something that he was saying on the radio. He might got the tires choice wrong. All the way to 17, and here we go off the pit lane. Oh, that's not really going well for the McLarens. But Lando Norris keeps the #1 position. What amazing start! But both drivers had the same set of tires. I don't understand why Piastri lost so much track that he had to pit it. Yeah, Norris is dropping as well, so he probably he might have the same issue as Piastri. Yeah, wrong set of tires. Yeah, wrong set of tires. Both Mercedes racing each other with Hamilton just behind both of them. Hamilton might benefit from this. Hamilton might benefit from this. Lewis Hamilton is on a hand. It's really strange. I don't know what happened to the McLarens, but obviously they got the tires wrong. It's interesting. Everyone seems to be on soft, and they were on the slick tires, but now they've switched to mediums. I don't know what's happening here, but Lewis Hamilton, the Ferraris might have a chance here because they have a really strong setup on wet conditions. We have a track violation for Alex Albon. Kimi Antonelli refusing to bow down to George Russell. It's an interesting fight between the two, and we're expecting this to carry out all the way to the end of the season. But yeah, Kimi Antonelli very strong. Obviously, George Max Verstappen also on a hunt, chasing Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton and he's hunting down the Mercedes. Ferrari might have a chance here. Ferrari might have a chance here. Norris almost crashed, just brushing the walls. Almost crashed, just brushing the walls. Yeah, the McLarens. All the top six drivers on the slicks, they seem to be pretty well. They're on soft tires. They seem to do pretty well, not complaining about the tires. Whereas the McLarens, they've changed to intermediate, and it just went from bad to worse. They changed. They had slick tires, and now they changed to intermediates, and it doesn't seem like he's doing. A great service, at least to Norris. He's complaining about the tires already. A great service, at least to Norris. He's complaining about the tires already. George Russell needs to keep that gap very close to less than 1 second, because if he falls outside of that gap, and Antonelli might be able to pull away, because he won't have the what's it called? Not the DRS, the boost mode, override mode, overtake mode. Sorry. The boost mode, override mode, overtake mode. Sorry. What else do we have? Yeah, Lindblad having to retire the car. We still don't know what the what the actual issue is, but we suspect it's something to do with the engine. So that's really unfortunate for the young British driver. And then we have the usual suspects at the bottom, with the Cadillacs, Bottas, and Paris, then followed by Bortoleto, Sainz, P18, P17. We have the Hulkenbergs, Strolls. I think the Aston Martin are doing pretty well. Alonso, we have Fernando Alonso in P10. It's quite amazing position to be in so far, considering that Aston Martins have been struggling the entire season. What's the other surprises? Yeah, the McLarens, they just dropped from P3 and P4 all the way to P14 and P15. Yeah, but the intermediate tires, seems like is not the right choice. Oh, what a massive lockup from Antonelli. George Russell takes the lead. And Antonelli's under pressure right now. Going into turn 89, I think that's where Antonelli lost his position. It's a massive lockup. Obviously, everyone feels pressure. Doesn't matter how great you are. But yeah, Antonelli. Let's see how. I haven't seen Antonelli drive on wet conditions for a very long time, so it would be nice to see what is he like driving under wet conditions. But yeah, just watching at the replay, I'm not so sure if George Russell could give him a bit more space. Yeah, Antonelli's still in this pretty much. George Russell seems like he's pulling away. Just over a second gap between him and Antonelli. Then we have Lewis Hamilton in third position. Then P4 Verstappen, P5 Leclerc, Hazikhaja P6, Colapinto seventh. I didn't realize Colapinto was up there. But again, amazing driving display from Colapinto, and if he finish in this position, probably that's his highest he ever finished in Formula One. So yeah, well done to Colapinto. Just hang in there, buddy. Just hang in there. Just hang in there, buddy. Just hang in there. Antonelli on the fastest lap so far is closing in the gap. Antonelli on the fastest lap so far is closing in the gap. Antonelli on the fastest lap so far is closing in the gap. But yeah, I honestly don't know what happened to the McLaren choice of tires. Yeah, they got it wrong, and McLaren seems like a team they like to do a lot of try things on a race day, which is very unusual. They like to go against the grain. They like to do like sometimes it pays off. I guess you got to be brave. You got to take the risk, but I'm not a big fan of doing that in wet conditions. I'm not a big fan of doing that in wet conditions. Max Verstappen overtakes Lewis Hamilton. As I said, they're all in soft tires, and Max Verstappen, we all know that he's notoriously a beast in wet conditions. So I expect Verstappen to. I wouldn't be surprised if he finish in a podium this time around. Yeah, the McLarens are slowly crawling up all the way to the top. Yeah, but at this point, I think it's a lost cause for them unless they, they're saved by virtual safety cars. But they literally 30 seconds over 30 seconds behind race leader George Russell. Yeah, stewards. There's an incident involving Bottas and Stroll for speeding in a pit lane, I believe. So I think will be investigated after the race, I believe. The white for the dudes or the people watching the stream, just let us know where you're watching the stream. Let us know if you're enjoying watching the stream. Where do I get the infographics from? There's an app called Multiviewer. It's pretty cool app, but you would have to have a Formula One subscription in order to get live updates. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. What else we have? Yeah, Antonelli pretty much is still in range, just over, just exactly 1 second behind Russell. So the fight's still on. Verstappen is closing in as well. So at this stage, will be interesting to see what the McLarens, whatever the McLarens will be able to finish within the top five at least, because they really messed up within the tire selection, and Norris seems to be climbing slightly faster than Piastri is, and he's chasing Pierre Gasly at the moment, which will be the next victim. And that shouldn't take too long. Lando Norris overtakes. No, not quite. Very close. Overtakes Oliver Behrman. And yeah, it takes both of them actually. So McLaren, the other McLaren driver, Oscar Piastri, is just behind as well. He should easily overtake the other three drivers, or two drivers, I think. He's Alex Albon and Oliver Behrman. Yeah, he's not too far behind. Antonelli overtakes. Antonelli is about to overtake George Russell. No, he doesn't. It's an interesting fight. Antonelli's pretty much in a fight, just with half a second. These two, they're gonna crash. Oh my God! Antonelli's so aggressive. Into turn 10, into turn 10 and 11. Oh, we've got yellow flag. We've got yellow flag, not allowed to overtake. Kimi Antonelli chasing George Russell. Let's see how George Russell is able to handle the pressure from the youngster. Piastri having to pit again. I honestly don't know what's going on with the McLarens. He seems to be having like some mechanical issues. That is a very long pit stop. He's changing his wing, which that's what I suspected. Yeah, yeah, he was very slow after his first stop. Norris was climbing up spots much faster than he was, so my suspicions were correct. He's having some sort of I don't know if he clipped his wing on a wall, but yeah, I believe he changed wings. Anyway, the battle continues. We've got track is clear, and we have Antonelli chasing down George Russell. Antonelli looks very aggressive. I just don't want Antonelli to crash or to make any silly mistakes. Oh yeah. So Piastri crashed into. Piastri crashed into Oliver Behrman or one of the, was it Williams? And yeah, he might be penalized for that. Looking at that replay, it looked like he's the one. It was his fault. So yeah, not looking too good for Oscar Piastri at the moment. What else do we have? Fernando Alonso in P12. We have Colapinto still in P7. Really interesting to see Colapinto in high spots. Let's see if he's able to collect some more points for Alpine. He's outperforming his teammate this season pretty much every race. Here comes Kimi Antonelli. He's so close. He's right behind George Russell. Half a second between the two. Less than half a second between the two. Going into the straight. Going after the turn P10 and a P11. He should be able to use the override system to overtake Russell. Let's see if he's able to do that on a straight. Not quite. Just not close enough. And we have the McLaren team in a garage. They seem like they bringing in Norris into the pit lane again. Oh no. It seems like yeah, turn collision noted. Piastri with Alex Albon. You'll definitely get penalized for that. I wonder if you already served the penalty because the pit stop that he performed was extremely slow. I don't know if that was related to changing the wing, changing the front wing, or just serving the 5 or 10 second penalty. But I'm assuming he hasn't served the penalty yet, and Lando Norris having to pit again. So both McLarens, I believe, they already pitted twice. And at this rate, they will eventually have to stop again. I don't think they will go on the mediums all the way to the end. I mean, considering it's Antonelli's just about to overtake. No, not quite. Not yet. Yeah, George Russell's not going to survive anymore. And slightly ahead. Not quite. They make contact. No. George Russell defends well going into turn 8 and 9. Oh my god, this is so close. This is so close. Antonelli's so brave and so aggressive. God, George Russell must be in his car thinking, how do I get rid of this kid? He won't let go of my tail. Amazing driving from Antonelli. Amazing driving. And he can sense it. I think he can sense it. Like he can overtake Russell, and he's much faster than Russell. Anyway, how's the stream doing? Let us know where you're watching the stream from. Once again, this is an interactive session. Let us know who's your favorite driver, who's your favorite team. But yeah, just lap 19. We still got plenty of laps left to go. Verstappen not quite able to stay close with the Mercedes. The gap is it's increasing. Just over 5 seconds now between him and the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton very close to Max Verstappen, but still not able to overtake Max. Alex Albon seems like he's going to retire his car. I wonder if this is something related to the earlier crash that he suffered from Oscar Piastri, which apparently must have done some damage to his car. And I think he's going to retire. Antonelli having another go again. No, not quite. Antonelli having another go again. No, not quite. He will have another opportunity now after 10, 9. Have another opportunity now after 10, 9. No, sorry, my bad. After 10, 10. He should have another go. 10. He should have another go. Just over 4/10 now. Just over 4/10 now. Just over 4/10 now. Again, yeah. Both drivers flat out. I think Stroll is about to be lapped by the Mercedes, and he gets out the way. Amazing driving from both of them. It's not just Antonelli chasing George Russell, but George Russell is also able to defend well. And we should have another go at George Russell now. He gets closer, not this time, just 3/10 now. He's getting closer and closer. 3/10 now. He's getting closer and closer. Keep. If Antonelli keeps this pace, eventually George Russell will have to make a mistake. Everyone cracks under pressure. There's so many laps left to go for you to, It's way too many laps. If it was only the final 5 or 6 laps, maybe, but there's way too many laps. There's way too much room and space to make mistakes. Way too much room and space to make mistakes. Bless me. Yeah. Ooh, very close. The Mercedes are just about to lap the McLarens. It's really strange, but Antonelli one more time, not this time. Antonelli one more time, not this time. Antonelli, George Russell not be able to survive this lap. Look how close they are. They are literally an inch away from each other. How is George Russell able to keep Antonelli? They're literally on top of each other. How is George Russell able to keep this kid away from him? Lap after lap. Lap after lap. Hamilton made a mistake. Is Antonelli gonna have a go now? It's very close. It does. He takes the lead. He does, and he does. He takes the lead. He made it. That's it. Antonelli's first. He's your race leader. Antonelli, George Russell might come back at him. No, he doesn't. Antonelli defends well. And there you go. Move done. And look at the gap already between the two. It's almost a second. We've, how quick is this kid? It's not even been a half a lap since he overtook George Russell, and he's already like almost a second in front of George Russell. That is a massive gap. It will be really hard for George Russell to catch up this pace. Yeah, on the other, moving on, it's so sad to see that the McLarens are being overlapped. Essentially, all the drivers from P20 all the way to P12 have been lapped at this stage. And yeah, if this continues, I can see drivers all the way to P7 being overlapped. Yeah, the gap is just way too big. Yeah. Um, yeah, the nightmare continues for McLaren. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they always try to do something very unique, but it's very silly. I don't know whose idea was it to put the intermediate tires on when all the other teams massive lockup for Montanelli, and he loses the race leads. He might come back at George Russell. He's gonna come back at George Russell again. And he fights it back. Oh, they're gonna make contact. They made contact. These two gonna crash. These two gonna crash. And Antonelli keeps the lead. And how is that even possible? I thought it was the other way around. They made contact. They literally made contact. Antonelli had a massive lockup. Give the position back. Yeah, Antonelli, no, he doesn't keep the position back. So he's asking George Russell to give the position back, but he forced him off the track, or he overtook him while he was off track. So he does give the position back. He pushed me. Antonelli's claiming that he's complaining about George Russell. He pushed him off the track. So George Russell, no, he doesn't give the position back. He doesn't give the position back. And Antonelli comes at George Russell again. And he overtakes him. Not quite. They're going to crash. At this rate, they are going to crash. There's no way they continue to race like this and they won't crash. They are so close to each other. Oh my God. They are so close to each other. Antonelli is in beast mode. Antonelli's in beast mode. I think Antonelli's annoyed at what George Russell did to him doing sprint race. I think he's, you want to race like that? Copy that, sir. Let's go. You want to race like that? Copy that, sir. Let's go. George Russell cannot keep up this pressure all the way to the end. Keep up this pressure all the way to the end. George Russell has to give the position back. According to team orders, George Russell have to give the position back. Team orders, George Russell have to give the position back. I honestly, I mean, it's just too much going on. I can't even keep track of who made a mistake. But I thought Kimi Antonelli made a mistake and pushed him off the track, but it was actually the other way around. Still fighting George Russell, still defending, not giving the position back after giving orders to give the position back. So I'm assuming he will eventually give the position back. But he has to find the right spot to give the position back. You can't just hand over the position back. I wouldn't necessarily do it. I will need to find a spot where just behind I don't know, the over what's it called? I keep getting the terms confused. The DRS with the new system, the override or overtake mode, just behind the overtake mode, where you activate that. That's where I would give the position back. And yeah, we have new beef in Formula One, and finally the the fight between the two Mercedes drivers is no longer a friendly one. Um, yeah, I can't see Antonelli being a nice kid anymore after this. Kimi Antonelli having another go. Close. Nope. Close. Nope. He comes again. Turn one. Very close. This is where they clashed in sprint. Very close. This is where they clashed in sprint. How how do you survive this as a total wolf manager, watching your drivers, both of them, lap after lap, corner after corner, being so close to each other, which they already touch each other multiple times. How do you cope with this? I don't know. I don't know what kind of heart you have, but my heart rate is going 100 miles an hour right now. It's going 100 miles an hour right now. Yeah, I don't even have the time to monitor what's going on the track. But yeah, this fight is really interesting. And it's the most interesting thing happening right now, because I mean, Ferrari's not doing anything. Verstappen is not able. Uh, Verstappen is not that far off. 6 seconds behind. Verstappen is not that far off. 6 seconds behind. Yeah, I guess the reason is because these two are losing track position, fighting each other. So I think that's benefits Max extremely. And yeah, and yeah, yeah. Carlos Sainz will be lapped very soon. Carlos Sainz will be lapped very soon. Oh, Alonso had to retire. I completely missed that. Alonso had to retire on lap 23. Okay, I've completely missed that. Alex Albon as well, retiring on lap 11. Leon Lindblad, unfortunately, didn't even start the race. Oscar Piastri having to serve another penalty. So yeah, this is not looking good for the McLaren. This is not looking good. It's not looking good for the McLarens. They might just be outside of the points. I don't know how can you get this so wrong by bringing in intermediate tires. I honestly don't know. And yeah, another thing that is happening is George tires are being um, the degradation. It's happening really fast. Antonelli going off track again. Antonelli going off track again. No, it's George Russell. George Russell has an issue, and he had to retire the car. And we might have a virtual safety car, and we have a virtual safety car deployed. What happened to George Russell? What happened to George Russell? What happened to George Russell? Oh my God, look at George Russell's reaction. What happened to his car? Look at George Russell's reaction. Was that a mechanical issue? Was that a mechanical issue? Oh no, look at his reaction. He's extremely annoyed with the situation. He's extremely annoyed with the situation. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, George Russell having to retire. I mean, he was under pressure the whole time with from Kimi Antonelli, and he just went into the gravel. And after that, the car just he just lost power. But yeah, this is again. I think this is related to the pressure that Kimi Antonelli was able to apply, track after track. I don't know if he was pushing too hard. I was just about to say that the tire degradation from his tires is gonna get worse because he has to defend so much, and by doing that, obviously tire degradation decreases the grip of your cars. But I don't think that's related to that. But it's just it was eventually going to make it worse for him to defend. But it seems like it was a combination of both. I guess we still don't know what the issue is, but he's out the race. And everyone's diving into the pit. We have Antonelli, we have Max, we have Lewis Hamilton, and I think this is the wise choice to do. Is just like a free pit stop when you pit under the safety car. So yeah, I don't know where this is gonna put the McLarens because they already pitted twice, and I think they're gonna pit one more time. Yeah, I honestly don't understand what the McLarens were thinking. But everything is just going so wrong. Everyone is having a free pit stop because of the virtual safety car, and McLaren already pitted twice. What's the point of having another pit? Um, when they still technically have fresh tires. I mean, Lando's tires is only 19 years old, whereas Piastri is, I believe, 22. They're not technically fresh new tires, but and we have a green flag, and we free to race again. Oh, what a shame! What a shame! Are we going to see anything else interesting on this until the end of the race? Because that was pretty entertaining to watch. In fact, the whole race evolved around these two racing each other, coming in contact multiple times. Antonelli putting on a show and refusing to give up on a fight. So yeah, it's just what else are we gonna have at this point? I can't see any other fight being developed until the end of the race, unless we have another virtual safety car. Yeah, Antonelli's about to, you know, lap Sainz, lap Norris, and Pierre Gasly, and he will eventually lap half the drivers. Wow, this is and this is looking very good and promising for the Red Bulls to collect massive points. Hazek Hajar might collect his first podium. He's only 4 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton, so yeah, interesting. Whereas I think the big losers here, I think, will be the McLarens. Yeah, Charles Leclerc just very close, running into Isaac Hija's back, almost crashed. Be interesting to see if he's able to see how much longer he's able to survive. Norris, meanwhile, is chasing Pierre Gasly. Um, so what do we have? I just realized the Alpines they're on hard tires, so they still have no, I think they've made a pit stop and they changed their tires to hard. So I'm suspecting they will be going all the way to the end, doing one pit stop. Yeah, I think this is a great fight. Charles Leclerc fighting for a fourth position. Maybe chase his teammate, but Lewis is been looking very strong compared to him all weekend. So it'll be interesting to see if Charles Leclerc has got the pace to catch up Lewis. Piastri just having his own race. Um, yeah, I think this is going to be one of the most boring races for Oscar Piastri so far this season, and he might be outside of the points because of the 10-second penalty. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc just half a second behind Isaac Hajar. I don't know. I don't think the Frenchmen will be able to survive much longer under the pressure from Charles Leclerc. We shall see. C'est très possible, hein? And Norris climbing up the points, P8 at the moment, and just 1 second, less than 2 seconds gap between him and Liam Lawson. So yeah, let's see if the McLarens are able to push slightly higher. I'm a McLaren fan, by the way, just in case you guys haven't spotted that yet. Charles Leclerc obviously is getting annoyed, having to lose a lot of time behind Hazik Haja, and he obviously is trying to chase a podium. He still has, you know, there's still a lot of laps left. About 38 laps left, so there's plenty of drama and entertainment left for us to watch. So let's see what else happens. Hazik Haja having a mini lockup. Let's see if this is enough for Leclerc to take over. That lockup might cost him, and he defends well. Charles Leclerc having another go. He might have enough room. No, he doesn't. Trying to go from the outside. Tries to go from the outside. No. Good driving for both drivers at the moment. Good defending from Hazik Haja. I need to give this kid a nickname. His name is so hard to pronounce, man. I think I'll just call him the Frenchman from now. I think he's the only French. No, there's Pierre Gasly also French. Who else is French here? Yeah, I'll just call him the Frenchman. Merci beaucoup, hein? Vroom Vroom. I call him the Vroom Vroom Frenchman. Yeah, his name is way too hard to pronounce. Oh, so close to making the move stick. Yeah, but unfortunately, Hazik, the Frenchman, just can't survive this. It's too much speed from the Ferraris. He tries to fight back, but no. Charles Leclerc takes a position. Yeah. Next target, Lewis Hamilton. Um, it seems like Norris is pitted again. Yeah, Norris pits again. No, he retires. Yeah, McLaren's Norris retires his car. Oh, wow. The nightmare just continues for the McLaren. Oh no. Lando Norris having to retire his car. Oh, wow. This is a weekend to forget for the McLarens. I don't think they're extremely successful around this track. Last year, Norris crashed against his teammate. Eventually, Piastri took the lead, took the win, and Norris, it's just, yeah, was having a so-so session, made a couple mistakes, tried to overtake Piastri, and yeah, he crashed against his teammate and messed up his run. It could have been worse last year. This time around, technical issues, having to retire the car. So we still have an Aston Martin on track. So technically, the Aston Martins have outperformed a few of the drivers so far, which is pretty good. Yeah, it's just if you look at the bottom three drivers, they've been overlapped twice. This is how much pace the Mercedes have. is just insane. It's not one lap, it's 2 laps. These guys have been lapped twice. Forget about the Cadillacs. We know where the Cadillacs are not gonna compete for anything, not even for points this season. Not the Aston Martin. Aston Martins might possibly compete for points at some point mid through the season. Seems like Colapinto is having some technical issues with his front wing. Seems to be damaged. He might survive, but yeah, that looks a bit broken. But yeah, forget about those two teams. But look at Haas, for example, Ocon being lapped twice, and I think um, yeah, Hulkenberg. I would say the Audis. Yeah, they could possibly be the next team to be lapped twice. It's not once, guys. It's twice. Yeah, Perry's having to retire his car as well. It's having front wing completely damaged. I don't know how he managed to rescue the car all the way to the garage, but the car seems in very, very poor condition. And let's have a look at the replay. And yeah, the front tire just literally broke. It just broke. He didn't hit anything. It was just coming into the pit lane and just the front wing just snapped. I'm glad that happened to him going. Not that I wish him bad, but I'm hardly glad it happened outside of the track, so the race doesn't get suspended with a virtual safety car. So that's fortunate enough for the race. So Antonelli's, if he has one more strike for track limits, I think he will get penalized. I think 5 seconds, I believe, and that might make a difference because Verstappen is literally 5 seconds behind him. Which is not that much, to be honest. I gotta be honest. Is not much of a of a big gap, to be honest. Hazik Hajar has also 10-second penalty. More than one change of direction. Yeah, he done that multiple times while defending Leclerc. So that's well spotted from the FIA. I have 15 people joining the stream. No one is saying where they're watching the stream from. Thank you, guys. Thank you. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, just type 1. If you can hear me, type 1. But yeah, this is the highest I ever had. So I appreciate the love. Thanks for stopping by. So what else do we have? Colapinto P6. Just hang in there, mate. Just hang in there. This will be the way these guys, the way Alpine will celebrate for Colapinto finishing P6. Not only just finishing P6, he's highest in Formula One, but also outperforming his team. Look at that, Lando Norris being surrounded by fans. He can barely move an inch. Like everyone is taking a selfie. I want to take a selfie with Lando. Yeah, it's just Lando is such a cool guy. He doesn't seem to be bothered. I mean, at least he's got a smile on his face. Whereas George Russell, we've got virtual safety car. So um, now we have um, clear. We have a green flag again. I think there was some sort of some issue on the track, some debris on the track, so they just basically had to wait for one of the marshals to clear the track. But yeah, yeah, Antonelli needs to be very careful with the off-track limit violations. Because that could be the difference between finishing first and second. Verstappen closing in the gap. The gap is now just over 4 seconds. And yeah, Antonelli, if he wins the race, that will be his fourth consecutive win for the teenager. Another symbolic milestone for the teenager. Yeah, this guy, it's in the history books already, and he's breaking records after records. And yeah, it's not just the win; it's the fact that George Russell didn't complete. Is not going to collect any points, so the gap will increase to 45 points. And at this rate, we might have a one-horse race title contender. Too early to tell, but 45 points. It's a big gap to close in. I mean, I think last year Norris had a gap of, I think, 50 points. No, he didn't. I'm making the mistake. I'm making the confusion between Verstappen and Lando Norris and the McLarens. I think there was over 100 points at one point, and Verstappen managed to close the gap to, I think, by the end of the last race, I think there was a difference between 13 points, something like that. But yeah, if if Yeah, George Russell just confirming that it was a mechanical issues. There's nothing that he could do about it. He just lost power, and that was the end of the race for him. As I was saying, it's not just this is a fourth consecutive win for Antonelli, but is the fact that Russell is not going to collect any points, so the gap will increase if my maths are correct. The points will be, I believe, 45 points between the two. Yeah, Charles Leclerc just saying he doesn't want to speak to the engineers until the final lap. He just wants to race, and Lewis Hamilton could potentially. We could have a fight on our hands all the way to the end. He's just the gap is closing between Hamilton and Verstappen, just under 3 seconds now. So this could be another great weekend for the Ferraris. Yeah, Lewis. I mean, both Verstappen and Hamilton, both on medium tires, age tires 19. So, yeah, it's very possible at this rate. There's so many laps. There's literally 17 laps left. So yeah, Verstappen will not be able to get away for much longer. Lewis will be within the overtake mode pretty soon. Yeah, Colapinto is about to be overlapped by, not just about, but there's a possibility that Colapinto being overlapped as well. Uh, yeah, just for context, so you guys understand what is the current pace of the Mercedes. So we currently have three drivers on a 10-second penalty. That's Hazik Hydra, Piastri, and Bottas. And Kimi Antonelli still putting on fastest personal sectors. He just completed the fastest lap. Virtual safety car again. So we have a virtual safety car. What is Marshall's on the track at turn 12. Hazik Hydra dives into the pit lanes. I think that is what second pit stop of the day. So he's also serving his 10-second penalty, and the engineers change the tires. Off he goes. Oscar Piastri comes into the pit lane as well. I'm assuming he's going to serve his 10-second penalty as well. Yes, they do. off he goes, and he does serve his penalties. So um, he's on a soft tires. He's on a soft tires. Yeah. Yeah. So on soft tires, they should be able to close the gap pretty quickly. I just wonder if they're gonna run out of laps to be within the points. Hazik Hajar, where does that leave him? He lives in still in fifth position, so he might be able to chase the Ferraris because I think the Ferraris will go all the way to the end, and but yeah, he's got 42-second gap between him and Leclerc. So no, sorry, that's between him and Antonelli, and he's got a 17 gap between him and Leclerc. It might not be enough for him to catch up, but we'll see. Charles Leclerc, massive lock up, almost lost completely control of the car, almost lost it. And Hamilton has closed the gap to 1 second. Close the gap to Lewis Hamilton. Close the gap to Verstappen. Sorry. So this will be an interesting fight. And overtaking able for Lewis Hamilton is within 1 second reach. I just realized Colapinto is being hasn't been overtaken yet. Let's see, where's Antonelli? Yeah, the gap is closing very soon. Yeah, it's bound to happen. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight between these two. I don't think Max will give him an inch. These two have been fighting each other for years, and probably one of the worst, not the one of the worst, one of the best fights we ever seen in Formula One in the recent years. And even though Max is not really fighting for the championship this year, not Lewis, but the fight lives on until we retire from Formula One. That's what we're going to see between these two. But it's been a while since we saw Lewis Hamilton chasing Verstappen. It's usually the other way around in the last years. So this is a fight for ego, I guess, between the two titans in Formula One. Just less than half a second now. I wonder how much Verstappen will be able to hold Lewis. He tries to defend going into the inside. Lewis, nope, close enough. Just going past the wall of champions. And Lewis goes in the inside in turn one. Very close. No. Nope. Max closes the door. Very close. Yeah. This fight is not going to last too long. I don't think so. Ferraris are too quick on exiting the corners. They have way too much pace. And they're also pretty good on wets as well. and they're also pretty good on wets as well. Hamilton, very close, very close. He's getting close and closer. Very close, very close. He's getting close and closer. Very close, very close. He's getting close and closer. Lewis Hamilton has another go, but unable to. Lewis Hamilton has another go, but unable to. Lewis Hamilton has another go. Is he having another go? Is he gonna make the move stick this time around? No. He's getting close and close, just two, 3/10 of a second behind. Close and close, just two, 3/10 of a second behind. Yeah, this is gonna make life really difficult for Max Verstappen. You know, defending at such a late stage in Formula One is gonna hurt your tires so much. And what's the gap between Leclerc? No, I don't think Leclerc's got a chance to catch up. It's 18 minutes. He's too far behind. It's 18 minutes. He's too far behind. Yeah, but these two might, they might crash into one another, which is very, which is unusual. It's not unusual, and he won't be the first. He won't be the last. And he won't be the first. He won't be the last. The Red Bulls, they look so strong on the straight. So strong on the straight. Red Bulls, they look so strong on the straight. So strong on the straight. He's got 9 laps, 10 laps to go. He's got 9 laps, 10 laps to go. Anyway, what else do we have? So we have 6 drivers who have retired from this Canadian Grand Prix. We have Leon Lawson, Leighton Blood, sorry. Then we have Alex Albon, P21. P20, we have Alonso, George Russell with the Mercedes, P19. Then we have actually three, not three, I was going to say three previous world champions, but no, George Russell is not one. We have Alonso and we have Norris, P18, then Paris, P17, then we have Bottas, just hanging in there, representing the Cadillacs, and we also have Stroll representing Aston Martin. I think they're doing pretty well considering all the other retirements from other teams. So it's not just Aston Martin who are having reliability issues this year. And what else? We have Esteban Ocon, P14, Piastri, just having a miserable race day. Is what, 2 seconds behind Bortoleto. Yeah, at this rate, I don't think he's. He won't be able to reach the points position unless something dramatic happens. But yeah, extremely bad week for the McLaren. Then to a P12 Hulkenberg, P11. Sorry, P12 Bortoleto, P11 Hulkenberg. Oliver Behrman, P10. Oliver Behrman also has been really quiet this today, just having his own race. Carlos Sainz, P9, Pierre Gasly, P8, Leon Lawson, P7, and Colapinto, I think for me is the surprise of the week so far. P6, which is will be his highest position in Formula One. have we have a yellow flag. No, we have a yellow flag. No, sorry. There's a bit of a delay there. Sorry. And Lewis makes the move. Lewis makes the move. Lewis makes the move. Max unable to defend. He might have a go at Lewis, but probably the move is done. Nah. Amazing, amazing move from Lewis Hamilton. Amazing move from Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, it took him a while, but eventually got the move done. Well done, Lewis. Clean move, no drama. I'm surprised that Max didn't made life more difficult for him. I'm not sure if he could have done anything different there. Yeah. Yeah, Bortoletta's just span. I think he's. Yeah, Bortoletta's just span. I think he's. He might lose a position. He might lose a position. 6 laps left, guys. And Red Bull might have, Max Verstappen might have a go at Lewis Hamilton. The move is not completely done. Max is within overtake range. Half, less than half a second between the two. Less than half a second between the two. He might be able to overtake Lewis. He might be able to overtake Lewis. Stream, let us know if you're watching the stream. Type something in the chat to let us know you are live. Let us know where you're watching the stream from. Let me know if this is your first time joining the stream. Let me know if this is your first time joining. Say something. At least let me know you are live. Say something. At least let me know you are live. We literally have 4 laps left. And we still have an interesting fight between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, fighting for second position. Max is still within 1 second range to use the overtake mode. What else? We have Oscar Piastri, P13, closing on Bortoleto, less than half a second now. Not even half a second. It's literally nothing between, nothing separates, and he eventually overtakes Bortoleto as I was speaking. And next target will be Hulkenberg. And Piastri overtakes Hulkenberg. No, he doesn't. I was looking at a different replay. And I think that's the highest position he will climb because he's currently 2 laps behind the race leader and 1 lap behind Oliver Behrman. So yeah, that's not even. There's nothing left for him to do. The fight is over. The damage is done by the McLaren garage. No idea whose idea was to bring in the McLaren drivers or to start the race with intermediate tires. They're the only team to go for that. Again, McLaren, sometimes they make decisions that I do not necessarily agree. Not that I'm an expert on tire strategy, but I mean, if all the other teams are going with the safe options, why would you try to attempt anything like? It's just crazy. Pierre Gasly. Okay, I thought this was a Colapinto fighting with moving up a position, but no, Colapinto is way too far behind. He's way too, he's 13 seconds behind Hajar, so I don't think. Yeah, he's yeah, but Verstappen is 6 tenths behind Lewis Hamilton with 2 laps to go. And he's still timing. He's having a go in turn one. Very close. Hamilton defends. He's got enough pace. Interesting fight been unfolding. Max wants this second position so badly. I can feel it, and so Lewis Hamilton. It's been a while since Lewis Hamilton has been on a podium. He had one podium this season. I think it was P3, if I'm not mistaken. First race of the season, or in China, I believe. So he's starting to smell the podium more often than he did last year. So regardless if he finished P2 or P3, he will be on a podium. But there's a nice ring to it when you finish P2. Final lap. McLaren's Ferrari's just behind the Piastri. Piastri at some point will be shown the blue flags to get out the way. Kimi Antonelli is just about to finish the cross line. The finish line, and that will be his 4th consecutive win. Congratulations, Kimi Antonelli. Just another milestone for this youngster. And he's at this stage, he's running away with the championship. I don't think George Russell will have a response to this teenager. He's too good. He's proven to be too good. Lewis Hamilton P2, Verstappen P3, Charles Leclerc. What happened to Charles Leclerc? P6 for Colapinto, you know? P6 for Colapinto. Let that sink in, guys. What amazing drive from Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Antonelli, applying so much pressure to George Russell. I honestly believe the pressure was so much that George Russell's engine I had enough. I need to retire. I'm out of here, guys. I can't keep up with this guy, and I think that honestly, I don't think that's what happened, but To a certain degree, I think he felt the pressure, and I don't think he would have won the race either way. If it wasn't a mechanical issue, the pressure was just too much from Kimi Antonelli. Amazing driving from Kimi Antonelli. Again, all the I would say top five drivers. P6 as well from. I mean, I can't discredit any of the drivers that finish in P10. But my surprises for me, I think, has to be Colapinto. This is his highest in Formula One. I think last year was a disaster for him, but he's starting to put on a show. And impressive from him. Obviously, we had a disaster from the McLarens, which helped a lot. But if you hang in there long enough, eventually you'll be able to collect the points that the other teams manage to give away for free. Hazek as well. He didn't have a great sprint race. He didn't have a great qualifying session. He was complaining. He was beating himself too much. And yeah, P5, I think that's the highest he ever finished for Red Bull as well. So yeah, points are points. Liam Lawson, yeah, solid drive. Pierre Gasly collecting points as well. But yeah, the Alpines they're looking very solid, and this is what you expect from the Mercedes customers. You know, to put on a show. You know, we all know the Mercedes that have a Mercedes engine. They have the best engine on the track, so all the other Mercedes customers they are expected to perform. Unfortunately, we're not seeing that from the Williams. And what's the other team? We know the McLarens, we know Alpine. Yeah, I think that's it. But we're not seeing that from the Williams. And that is it, folks. That is the end of the race. Kimi Antonelli continues to write history. Yeah, I think George Russell wanted a fight, and that's where he got. Which basically just shows that Kimi Antonelli is kind of it's becoming a very mature driver. We saw yesterday he was having he was complaining on the radio multiple times. He was annoyed at what George Russell did. We honestly don't know what I know what George Russell did, but I think he had the right to defend his position. But Kimi Antonelli thought otherwise and complained on the radio multiple times. But and Toto didn't really like that and told him off a couple times. And for him to bounce back on a race day, not only to win, but to kind of bully George Russell around the track multiple times, overtalk him multiple times, didn't give him a chance to get away, not once. And psychologically, this is going to have a massive effect on George Russell. Because you're gonna have to beat him pretty much all the way till the end of the season. So just getting a couple of water, guys. Sorry about that. Driver of the day, anyone? Who's your favorite driver of the day? Let us know in the comments below. Who's your favorite driver of the day? Let us know in the comments below. Who's your favorite driver of the day? Let us know in the comments below. I'll be ending the stream pretty soon. I try to encourage you guys to make this session interactive. No one ever replied, so the race is finished. There's pretty much nothing else for me to say, except thank you for joining the stream. It's been a pleasure doing live commentary for you guys. Join me for the next race weekend, and yeah, I'll be ending the stream soon, so enjoy the rest of your day.